إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلوات الله وسلامه عليه. أما بعد، يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وأحسن الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. ثم أما بعد، يا عباد الله، عن أبي هريرة رضي الله تعالى عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: من دعا إلى هدى كان له من الأجر مثل أجور من اتبعه من غير أن ينقص من أجورهم شيئا، ومن دعا إلى الضلالة كان عليه من الإثم مثل الآثام من تبعه ولا ينقص ذلك من آثامهم شيئا. حديث صحيح رواه Muslim. On the authority of Abu Hurairah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said, whoever calls to a huda, whoever calls to a huda, to a guidance, to that which is good, كان له من الأجر, then he will have the reward of those who follow him in that good. He will be rewarded with the reward of those who follow him in that good. And this is without any of the rewards of any of the parties being decreased in the least. And whoever calls to a misguidance, then verily he will have the sin for it, and he will have the sin of those who follow him in it. And this is without a decrease in the sin of any of the parties involved whatsoever. قال إمام السعدي رحمه الله تعالى: هذا الحديث وما أشبهه من الأحاديث فيه حث على الدعوة إلى الهدى والخير. He said that this hadith and those ahadith that are similar to it, then this and therein there is an encouragement to call the people to guidance and to call them to that which is good. وَفَضْلُ الدَّاعِ, and the superiority of the caller to good. وَالتَّحْذِيرِ مِنَ الدُّعَاءِ إِلَى الضَّلَالَةِ وَالْغَيِّ, and it is a warning from calling to misguidance and from calling to that which is astray, that which is false and error. وَعَذِمُ الجُّرْمِ الدَّاعِ وَعُقُوبَتُهُ, وعقوبته. And it also shows us the reward, or shows us, the great and the tremendous nature of the crime of the one who calls to misguidance, and it indicates the punishment that the caller to misguidance he will receive for calling to misguidance. Ya ibad, when it comes to this situation, we have a choice, either to be those who call to good or to be those who call to evil. So I encourage myself, and I encourage everyone who my voice reaches them, to be of those who are callers to good, be of those who point to good, be of those who direct the people to good. وقال إمام السعدي رحمه الله تعالى العلامة: والهدى هو العلم النافع، والهدى هو العلم النافع وعمل الصالح. Huda here, then it means beneficial knowledge and righteous good deeds. It means the beneficial knowledge and the righteous good deeds. فكل من علم علما أو وجه المتعلمين إلى السلوك الطريق يحصل لهم فيها علم فهو داع إلى الهدى. So whoever he knows some knowledge and he teaches it, or he directs the learners, he directs the students to a path, by way in which if they were to embark upon it, they will attain it, they will attain that knowledge, then this will be a caller to guidance. This will be a caller to guidance. Ya ibad, this is something that is tremendous that we need to think about and to take advantage of. Whoever has some knowledge that he can share with others, and he teaches them that knowledge, that beneficial knowledge, and encourages them to do the righteous good deeds and the like, then this is one who is a caller to good. And then there may be situations where we ourselves are incapable of calling people to a knowledge. However, we know of an alim, we know of a shaykh who was calling the people and teaching the people. So our direction to those who will want to learn, our direction in directing those who want to learn and benefit, then this will be calling them to good. This will be a caller to good. So by spreading, if you happen to know that there will be a telelink, for example, for one of the mashayikh of Ahlul Sunnah, and we share this information with the people, whether that is by sending them some kind of message, be it electronic or otherwise, or by posting it on the bulletin boards inside of the masajid so that the people they may know, or by inviting others to come in to listen as you are listening, or sharing with them the calling information, so on and so forth, then this will be directing the people to doing good. Or by helping and aiding them and calling them and pointing to them ways and means by way in which they may be able to go and to learn from the people of knowledge. And this will be from the ways of pointing the people to that which is good. وَكُلُّ مَنْ دَاعَ إِلَى عَمَلٍ صَالِحٍ يتعلق بحق الله أو بحقوق الخلق العامة والخاصة فهو داع إلى الهدى. And whoever calls to an action, whoever calls to a righteous good deed, whether that righteous good deed is connected to the right of Allah, or whether it is connected to the right of the creation in general and to those specific from amongst them, then this will be one who is calling to huda. This will be one who is calling to huda, directing the people to the performing of the righteous good deeds, encouraging them to perform the righteous good deeds. Then this is the one who is calling the people to huda. وَكُلُّ مَنْ أَبْدَى نَصِيحَةً دِينِيَّةً أو دنيوية يتوصل بها إلى الدين فهو داع إلى الهدى. And whoever he puts forth an advice, whether that advice is an advice that is religious based, or that advice is an advice that deals with the affairs of the dunya, if that advice which deals with the affairs of the dunya will reach him to a religious benefit, where the man he benefits now inside of his deen by way of this dunya advice. For an example, maybe an individual, he gave an individual advice as to what he will need to do to make his resume better, to enhance his resume, which by way of it he was able to, by the tawfiq, after the tawfiq of Allah Ta'ala, to get a better job, which will in turn translate into him being able to more better spend upon those whom Allah Ta'ala has made it obligatory upon him to spend upon them. And then it puts him in a situation where he can give more sadaqah and the like. Then this also will enter into calling the people to that which is good. This will be a man who calls the people to good. And likewise, the one who calls the people and he gives them a religious nasiha, some religious advice, then bila shak, wa bila rayb, he is one who is calling the people to good. This is from the ways of calling the people to guidance. وَكُلُّ مَنْ اهْتَدَى فِي عِلْمِهِ وَكُلُّ مَنْ اهْتَدَى فِي عِلْمِهِ أَوْ عَمِلِهِ. And whoever he is imitated inside of his knowledge or inside of his actions, whoever the people they take as a role model, they take as an example, and therefore they imitate them in their knowledge, or they imitate them in their actions and their behavior, فَاقْتَدَى بِهِ غَيْرُهُ هُوَ الدَّاعٍ إِلَى الْهُدَى. So by the following and imitating of him by other than him, then he will be one who is a caller of the people. He will be one who calls the people to guidance. He will be one who calls the people to the guidance. It is incumbent that we look at all of these avenues that will make us eligible to be of those who call the people to guidance, and that we try our best to reap advantage and to take advantage of these avenues. From those avenues is that an individual, the people looking at his actions and they benefiting from his actions, benefiting from his knowledge and so on and so forth, and they imitate him in that. So be wise, ya ibad, to make sure that you are those who are putting forth a behavior that is praiseworthy, so that if you are looked upon and the people follow you in that, then you will be of those who are caller to good. You will be of those who are caller to guidance. So let us look and let us pay attention to this. And we know that the children of Adam, they make mistakes and they make sins. So if we find that we are falling short, or if we find that our brothers are falling short, then let us be of those who encourage them to make tawbah. When we fall short, let us be of those who are rushing to make the tawbah, because in this is also a calling the people to that which is good. Let us be of those who are quick to conceal the faults and errors of our brothers, quick to conceal the sins of the believers, because this is a good and praiseworthy trait. And let us be warned about those who like bringing attention, highlighting, publicizing the secret sins of the Muslims, because verily this is a trait of one who is most miserable. This is a trait of a despicable, lowly individual. The Shaykh Hafidhullah Ta'ala, he says, وَكُلُّ مَنْ تَقَدَّمَ غَيْرَهُ بِعَمَلٍ خَيْرٍ أو مشروع عام النفع فهو داخل في هذا النص. He said, so whoever he calls the people, he presents to them some good action, or an action that is legislated of general benefit, then he will be one who enters into this text. He will be one who enters into this text where the Prophet ﷺ, he said, "Man da'a ila al-huda kana lahu min al-ajri mithlu ujuri man taba'ahu min ghayri an yanqusa min ujurihim shay'a." Because whoever calls to a good, he will have the reward for it and the reward of those who follow him in it, without any of their rewards being decreased in the least. هذا فأقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروا فإنه هو الغفور الرحيم. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وبعد. يا عباد الله, the Alama, he goes on and he says, وَالْعَكْسِ ذَلِكَ, and the opposite of this as well. Also the opposite applies, meaning that if one is calling the people to that which is bad, he's directing them to the sin, or he's upon a sin and the people imitate him in that sin, or he presents to them a sin and then they follow him in that sin, or he gives them some knowledge of how to commit a sin and then they go to the commission of that sin, so on and so forth, then the opposite of this is also applicable. Then for him, as the Prophet ﷺ, he said, وَمَنْ دَاعَ إِلَى ضَلَالَةٍ كَانَ عَلَيْهِ مِنَ الْإِثْمِ مثل آثام من تبعه, that whoever he calls to a misguidance, then he will have upon him the sin of that and the sin of everyone who follows him in that. وَلَا يَنْقُصُ ذَلِكَ مِنْ آثَامِهِمْ شَيْئًا, and the sin will not be decreased from any of them. The sin will not be decreased from any of them. Let us reflect and contemplate upon this, because he will see that the akhlaq, the character and the behavior of the Muslim, it is all interconnected to the way in which that Muslim he believes. That methodology that he is upon is connected to his aqeedah. The minhaj is connected to the aqeedah. They go together with the aqeedah. We know this is the haqq. We know this is the truth from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We know that whoever calls to the good will have a great reward. We know whoever calls to a sin will have a great punishment. A great sin will be for that person. This is why the people of the Sunnah, it is a must, it is a concern for us to always direct the people to Sunnah. To always direct the people to the carriers of the Sunnah. To always direct the people to the Sahaba and the way of the Sahaba. To direct the people to be upon the Quran, the Sunnah of Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, upon the understanding of the Sahaba, those who are connecting themselves to the ulama, who are upon this way, past and present. The ulama of the past, the likes of Imam Ahmad, the likes of Imam Shafi'i, the likes of Imam Malik, the likes of Imam Awza'i, rahimahumullahu ta'ala, the likes of Imam al-Barbahari, rahmatullah alayhi, so on and so forth. The likes of Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah, the likes of Ibn Qayyim, rahimahumullahu ta'ala, the likes of the great Imams, the Imams of Ahlul Sunnah, those who have a connection to them, and also those who have a connection to Ahlul Sunnah, who are alive in their time, in our time, the likes of Shaykh Salih al-Fawzan, hafidhahullahu ta'ala, the likes of Shaykh Salih Abdis al-Shaykh, wa Shaykh Abdis al-Shaykh, hafidhahumullahu ta'ala, the likes of Shaykh Khalid bin Uthman al-Misri, hafidhahullahu ta'ala, the likes of Shaykh Khalid Abdul Rahman, the likes of Shaykh Hassan al-Banna, hafidhahumullahu ta'ala, the likes of Shaykh Ahmed Subi'i wa Tariq Subi'i wa Shaykh al-Anjari, hafidhahumullahu ta'ala, the likes of these mashayikh who are alive in our time, who we may benefit from them. We have to have a connection and encourage the people with their works, with their books, sitting in their gatherings, because this is pointing them to Huda. This is why Ahlul Sunnah are supportive of Ahlul Sunnah, because Ahlul Sunnah, they are upon Huda. This is why Ahlul Sunnah, they are discouraging of the people of innovation. So we don't have a connection to the people of bid'ah. We don't have a connection to the people of heresy. We don't have a connection to the people of khurafat, wal shirkiyat, wal kufriyat. We don't call the people to them. We don't call the people to attend their gatherings. We don't encourage the people to attend their lectures. We don't encourage the people to read their books. We do not encourage the people to sit with them, to accompany them, to eat with them, to walk with them and the like. Because to do so, to encourage with the sinning of Ahlul Bid'ah, with the company of Ahlul Bid'ah, with taking knowledge from Ahlul Bid'ah, then this will be calling the people to dalala. And the one who calls to the misguidance, then he will have the sin for that, and the sin for everybody who answers that call. So we don't call the people to misguidance. So we warn them from bid'ah, and we warn them from the people of bid'ah. We warn them from bid'ah, and we warn them from the people of bid'ah. Whether that mubtadi' is from the Khawarij, the likes of those members of Al-Shabaab and Al-Qaeda, the likes of Osama bin Laden and those who are like him, then we warn the people from them. Regardless of whether that person is from the Ikhwan Muslimin, Humul Ahl Bid'ah, the likes of Qaradawi, we warn the people from them. Do not sit with them. Do not talk to them. Do not learn from them. Because this will benefit you. Whereas being an advocate for the likes of these individuals, then you will be one who is advocating misguidance. You will be one who is advocating misguidance. So no matter what cloth that mubtadi' is cut from, whether it is the Mu'tazili cloth, or the Sufi cloth, or the Tablighi cloth, or the Ash'ari cloth, or the Ikhwani cloth, or the Khariji cloth, so on and so forth, warn the people from the likes of this evil. Warn the people from the Sufiyya. Because this will be calling them to good, whereas to neglect this and to encourage them to go and to take from the likes of these individuals, then you will be calling the people to dalala. You will be calling the people to dalala, inviting them to make jawlas, inviting them to make dalala. You are calling them to dalala. Let us understand these facts, ya ibad, because this is from the motivation why Ahlul Sunnah acts the way they act. In light of this hadith, whoever calls to a good will have the reward of that good, and those who follow him in that good, and their rewards will not be decreased in the least. And whoever calls to an evil will have the sin for that, and the sin of those who follow him in it, and none of their sin shall be decreased in the least. This is why Ahlul Sunnah supports Ahlul Sunnah. This is why Ahlul Sunnah will never support Ahlul Bid'ah, because it is upon the people of guidance to support guidance. It's not for them to support misguidance and the callers of misguidance. No. It is for them to support the guidance. It's for them to support the callers of guidance. It is for them to have harmony amongst themselves. It is for them to cooperate amongst themselves. It is for them to strive and to work hard in calling the people to that which is correct, calling the people to that which is good, calling the people to the huda. Ya ibadallah, be of those who strive to call the people to the huda, because for that one there is a great reward. And be warned from those who are callers to the misguidance, because for them then there is a lot, there's a great multitudes of sin, and for them is a great punishment. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us of the callers of good, and to save us from the callers of evil. هذا يا عباد فأقيموا الصلاة وإن الصلاة تنهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر.